Hey everybody, it's Brandon, the Weekend Cruiser, your full ship tour expert, and I am very excited to be on a brand new cruise line for me, Oceania Cruises, specifically on Oceania Insignia. And so we are sailing out of Tampa on a 7-night, and this is the last night of the cruise. And so I've got a lot of pro tips, a lot of things I want to show you on this ship. And so I wanted to walk you through that. But before I do that, I always like to start with some details about the ship. So the Oceania Insignia is part of the Regatta class here on Oceania. Originally built for Renaissance Cruises in 1998 is when she first launched. So she's coming up on her 30th birthday. So overall, she's going to be about 30,000 gross tons. So she is a small girl. So this tour will not take me very long because you can walk from one end to the other in 2 minutes on the ship, which is absolutely wonderful. You're also going to be able to fit about 700 guests on board. This sailing has about 611. So it looks like max capacity, according to Wikipedia at least, is 824, should this ship be fully booked. Now, it's got about 400 crew members. It's got about 60 different chefs for all those people. So the ratios are amazing for great customer service. All right, let's get on into the full ship walking tour of the Oceania Insignia, sharing all my best practices and pro tips that I've learned over the last week. All right, welcome to the Oceania Insignia. So we are going to start here on deck 4 in the aft section of the ship. That's where you're going to find reception or guest services. So if there's anything that you need on here, these wonderful people will be able to easily answer your questions or find out the answer to your question. Whether you have an issue with room, with dining, they can take care of everything or point you in the right direction. If you're looking for that photo opportunity, turn right around. You'll see there's direct access to floor 5 here with this beautiful staircase and art installation behind it. Coming over to this side, you'll see you've got Fabio, who's your executive concierge. So if you're staying in one of the concierge or higher areas, this is where you can find him, and he will try to make all of your requests come to life or give you some great information and some insight as well. As we walk over to the other side, you'll see comfortable seating. I said that is one thing that I've really enjoyed about this cruise has been the comfort of the seats and how easy it is to just hang out in the common spaces. Over here you have your destination services. Some people are going to know this as shore excursions. So if you book those prior to coming on board, you're all set. If you're like us and you were slackers, we did it when we got here. So you can have in your stateroom a list of all the different options, the prices. Fill that out, bring it over, and they will ensure you are getting booked. Coming behind me, I'm just going to quickly spin around. You've got the Mensa daily quiz. So if you want to stay active, make sure you keep your mind working while you're on board the Oceania Insignia. This is a great way to do it. They're also going to have Mensa trivia and all sorts of stuff to keep you active and engaged. So that's really all that you have here on deck 4. Down this way in the corridor, I will point out that there is the medical facility. It is in a guest space, so it is very accessible and easy to locate. I'm going to come upstairs and show you the main dining room. Now, if you have any, reservation needs of that for the specialty restaurants, which we're going to get to, they're up on deck 10. You can come here to this wonderful desk and they will help you out with all of your dinner reservations and try to get you that ideal time that you would want. Pointing out, we got our elevator bank here. So there are only 4 elevators on board this cruise ship, but they do not stay busy. I mean, that is one thing that I have really loved is you can just walk onto an elevator. It's super easy. So my favorite spot on board the ship, Baristas. Coffee is included. Hey there. Coffee is going to be included, your espresso drinks. So they've also got some chai, some matcha, things of that nature. And you see over there, the machine he's using is like frozen frappe. It reminds me of a Wendy's Frosty, which is super good. You don't need a lot of it, but it is very good. Here is your grand dining room. Dinner here has been from 6 to 9:30 in the evenings. 6:30 to 9:30. It fills up. So if you are on the Oceania Insignia, know that these people take dinner seriously. They're going to start lining up about 6 o'clock, and you're going to have most people have already eaten by 7:30. So if you want to miss a bit of the crowd, come a little bit later than 7:30, and you will absolutely miss it. By the time you leave, it's going to be a ghost town. I don't know if anybody actually came after 8:30, even though I know they stayed open until well past 9:30. Or not well past 9:30, but until 9:30. But it has been a great space. You can grab your coffee. They're always going to have some pastries over here, desserts, cookies, muffins, in the little cabinet there to the right as well. but the people here have been awesome. They've learned my drink order. It's been a really, really good experience. I'm gonna pop outside real quick just to show you the open deck that is here. And you'll see down at the end, they do bring out some chairs. So this is a great spot. If you want shade, it's a great coffee spot first thing in the morning. I love to come out here, just hang out, and you can hear the water because you are only on deck 4, so the water's right down there. It does not connect though. So if you're looking for a walking trail, you're gonna need to go upstairs because here it is not going to connect. It's only gonna be on the individual sides. Hey. Coming back into the grand foyer here, you'll see that there is a lot of beautiful artwork around the ship. If you want to come on board and play the Scavenger game, they're going to have you picking out the different artwork and trying to find it around the ship. Panning over to the other side, I want to give you a better picture of the beautiful chandelier here in the middle. You can see the artwork there. Future Cruise Consultant is over on the right-hand side. That is David. So if you're looking to save on your next cruise, you can do 5 to 15%. Though it tells me the 15% don't happen too often, but you can get the 5% discounts and a reduced deposit if you book on board. These are your only 2 shops. So if you're coming on board the Oceania Insignia and you are a huge shopper, you might get a little bit bored. The shops are well stocked, but there is only these 2. You've got your clothing and some branded material with Oceania on it. And then you can have your jewelry on the boutique side over on the other side. Good news, they do have my ship models in there, so that was the first thing that I bought. So the ship model goes for $55 here, and it is going to be added to the collection as soon as I get home. Coming into Martini's bar. This is a great spot to hang out and relax in the evening. You'll have a pianist over here, maybe some jazz going on. And you'll see people are starting to gather for the evening, so it's a little after 4 o'clock here. And there's a gin tasting going on right now, so that's what you're seeing at the bar. Chairs are super comfortable, easy to hang out in and to sit. Directly on the other side, you'll see the casino. Casino here is small, and it's not really well attended. There's normally no more than 2, 3 people in there at best. But Martini's is a really great pre-dinner spot if you want to hang out there. Casino is open, so I won't show you too much of that, but we just walked past it. The casino is very small here. Coming further back, looks like they have the Insignia Lounge closed for rehearsal. I'll see if they have anything going on or not. I'll go quiet for a second. All right, I don't see anything going on at the moment. So, welcome to the Insignia Lounge. So this is going to give you, it's kind of your multi-purpose room. There's a lot of activities and events that are going to happen in this room. You're going to have your singers and dancers. You're going to have your guest lecturers. You're going to have your future cruise conversations. All that stuff, your Oceania Club, they're all going to meet in here. The chairs here, I think they're comfortable. I actually have enjoyed these chairs. Best place to be seated is in the middle section. So that's where you're going to have the best view. You see I'm a little bit elevated back here, but everything's going to be tailored towards the middle of the stage. So we also can get the best acoustics. But my personal preference, I don't like to be in the center of things, is back here on the edge. So you see you've got some high top style chairs or some high chairs that you can sit in, and I think those are a wonderful fit as well to be able to sit in and enjoy the show. Do try to come in early for the show. The shows on this ship are been at 9:15. If you want to make that with dinner in the grand dining room, make sure you are in the grand dining room seated by 7:45, and that'll allow you plenty of time to make it in here, but probably not to get a good seat. It is really well attended, people do show up, and it's a good time. Here, I just want to point out, they leave sodas out all day long. Sodas are included, water is included, so if you want any of that, you can just pick one up and go. So it's a really neat package. They also have throughout the Vero water system. So this is the Sell and Sustain. If you want to, you'll have water bottles in your room that are refillable. You can take those around the ship with you. But this is the station. They'll have these on the stateroom floors as well, but they have them out and about here and in the pool, so you can fill up your water and make sure you stay hydrated while you're on your cruise. So again, a beautiful space. This is what I say is old world flair. You see a lot of the dark woods. You see an older style for the chairs and for the drapery, but I think it really works and it's really classic for this style of ship. So with that, that is all the common space on decks 4 and deck 5. You saw how quick we were able to go through it. So this is a small ship. You can walk from one end to the other within 2 minutes. So I'm going to jump upstairs and show you decks 9 and decks 10 now. All right, so now we are on deck 9, all the way at the forward section of the ship in the gym, and we'll walk all the way toward the back of the ship. But you see it is well appointed. It's got machines, it's got dumbbells up to 50 pounds, and one random 80 pound. You've got some cable machines here that you can customize to get additional workouts in, and they do have some spin bikes with SPD cleats. They only had one class while I was on board. I wonder if they have the schedule still up. They do not, but this is the table where you're going to come and sign up for your classes if you want. They've got a back door over here as well that you can come into if you want to avoid coming through the spa, but I don't mind coming through the proper entrance. This is your spa maitre d'. He is the gentleman who is more than glad to talk to you about what the services are, what you can book, and hopefully take good care of you. But they do have massages and all that, including hair and barber services too. Coming back out of Aquamar, that's the spa and Vitalia Center, you've got the card room here. So if you want to come and play cards, this is a great space to grab a table and enjoy. It is a very popular room, so make sure you do come early or at an off time. We've also got Oceania at Sea. So if you want to discuss your internet package with somebody, this is going to be your guy. So he's got certain business hours that you can see are posted here. You're probably going to need it more towards the beginning of your sailing. Basic internet is going to be included on Oceania, but if you want to upgrade, you can do that online or come here, and he's more than glad to help you with that. If you want to watch videos like this one, make sure you are upgrading so you can actually stream videos. That doesn't happen well on the basic package. Mom tried the basic package for 2 days, and then she needed the upgrade to the normal because her Instagram kept buffering. Coming outside on deck 9, you see there are some table tennis games. You're going to have plenty of seats, places to hang out at, and it is very well done. Just having the towels wrapped around makes it feel like a nicer, more exclusive kind of environment. And there's always chairs that are available here. It's not been, I wouldn't call it busy at all. You've got some people here. This is our last day, so you definitely have a few people that are out and enjoying. You've got 2 hot tubs, and you've got the pool in the middle. The pool does not have any steps down. Well, I'd say that. It's got the steps on the side down that you can see here, but it is one where you have to float or hold on to the side. And you're going to see on the other side, you've got your pool bar and grill. Coming back around, we'll finish the tour on this floor. You also are going to have towels and blankets. So this morning, I like to drink my coffee out here or down on deck 5 where I showed you, but it was cool. And so I was a little chilly, but they have plenty of towels up here that you can grab, or if you get cold, you can grab a blanket. I don't think that's anybody's issue at the moment, but it's something you can do. They're going to have additional seating tables over here. This is a more comfortable spot to kind of hang out at. That's also going to be one of your smoking sections. Switching over to the other side, you're going to see you've got Waves Grill. This is where they're going to serve lunch, so you can sit down. They will have table service. They'll bring you your food. I've not done it. You've got the buffet right on the other side, and so me and Mom have been going over there. But you'll see they've got full service out here as well. I'll show you quickly the menu of what they have as they're breaking it down. But you can order from different kinds of burgers up here. You've got sandwiches, as well as you can do the entrees of the pork ribs or the chicken calzone. Coming back over here to my favorite section. Good afternoon. You've got your ice cream section. So if you want ice cream sorbet, you want milkshake, this is going to be a great spot for you. They've got a Slocombe Humphry or Humphry Slocombe. That is their kind of ice cream of the day. It is all made in-house, and it is exceptionally good. If you don't eat anything else when you come on this cruise, eat their ice cream. They'll also make you a milkshake, which I personally love. Normally you can see it here, but it is closed for the moment as they get ready for dinner service. Coming inside here, you'll see that this is the Terrace Cafe, and outside of all of the dining room specialty and the buffet, the grand dining room, you're going to see that they do have the menu posted. So if you want to see what I'm eating tonight, here is what's in their buffet. So, I mean, normally they've got some great things. You'll see for the entrees, they've got cod fillet, you've got veal piccata, and then a vegetable lasagna. But you can also get herb-crusted chicken, and on the grill they even have lamb, seafood, and all sorts of stuff. And they've got a wok as well. But this is your Terrace grill back here. This is one of your espresso bars, though it does not have flavors, but it can do normal cappuccinos, lattes, things of that nature. And again, sodas for you to grab and go. The dining room here with all the light coming in, I just think is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the way that it's designed, the chairs, light and bright, it is a really, really good spot. Silverware, you see, the tables are fully made and fully set. So when you come into the buffet here, it's still kind of a proper sit-down restaurant. They are still going to serve you a sommelier. They're going to come by and see if you want any wine. They're going to pour you your water. They're going to ask if you want still, you want sparkling. So it's a really high-end kind of buffet, but still in a casual environment. The buffet is closed right now, but this is where you're going to see all the different options that you're going to have. This does get a little narrow sometimes, so you see that it's not very wide, but it's easy. I've never really seen a line here. People move pretty easily, grab and go. It is not a lot of variety. So as you see, we just walked through the entire buffet. With only 600 people on board this ship, you don't need a lot of stations. But what I will say about what they have, even though it is a less quantity to pick from, the quality of it has been superb. Like, you're gonna want everything they have on the buffet, so it is still more than enough. My favorite section, you're gonna have desserts here, and then you're gonna have your ice cream stored over here as well. A lot of people will get the ice creams here in the cups. Show you a quick list of their ice cream for the day. If it doesn't, the lighting might not be on my side for that. But the Humphry Slocombe is the lemon pound cake, which I would definitely be trying later tonight. But my favorite part to any dining venue on board a ship is going to be your outdoor space. And so this is where the Terrace name comes from, is they've got this beautiful outdoor space where you can come and sit. Again, fully set tables. They will serve you your still sparkling water. They'll ask you about your wine. If you got that included in your World Included package, all that is going to be still out here. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the camera is not going to do these views of the wake behind us justice as we sail back to Miami. They have left the umbrellas down a good bit on this ship. I haven't seen those up too much. When we're in port they do, but when we're under power or under sail, they have left those closed, I think, just to make sure the wind doesn't grab them and change the tables. But this is an awesome spot to be able to come to eat, or even just to hang out if you want to find an outdoor space that you can kind of squirrel away that might not have a lot of people out here. All right, so with that, I'm going to pause the camera. We're going to go back upstairs to deck 10, and I'm going to show you the specialty restaurants that are up there as I cut back through the buffet. All right, now we are back on deck 10 aft. I probably could have kept the camera running. It was maybe a 30-second walk, and I'm sure I could have talked to you all in that amount of time. Like, we are now outside the Polo Grill, so all of your restaurants are in the aft section of the ship. So your grand dining room is going to be on deck 5, buffet on deck 9, the Terrace Cafe, and the Polo and Toscana will be on deck 10. So let me see if I can give you a quick peek of what Polo looks like. Coming in, you see that they are setting up still for dinner. So this will be fully set when they start welcoming people in. I'm kind of sneaking my way into the ship. Hey everybody, she found my TikTok earlier. So she knows what I'm up to in here. But I wanted to show you all how deep this place is. So with Oceania Cruises, your special restaurants are included. They're going to give you a set number that they will guarantee you a seat for your trip. So ours is 7 nights. We got 2 reservations that we can make. Totally up to you on where you go. So you could do Polo Grill twice, or you can do 1 Polo, 1 Toscana, or vice versa. This section is what I wanted to show you. The tables by the windows are my absolute favorite. If you are a party of 2, the tables by the windows, right now it's kind of warm because the sun is blaring in here, but the views that you're going to get are incredible. They are spectacular to sit in these. Even if you're close to it, I think you're in really good shape. They've also got some tables over here by the window for a 2-top, but there's a lot, larger tables here where you might need to share with somebody, which on this ship, people have been exceptionally nice. It's a very social crowd. Me and Mom have met 15 to 20 people at this point that we consistently keep in touch with, and so we've had a really good cruise in meeting people. They even have a little bit of a waiting room over here, so if your reservation's at 8 o'clock and you're like me and Mom and you get hungry at 7:40, you can come in and they do have a place where you can hang out, relax while they're getting your table ready or the party before you is finishing up. Coming back out on deck 10, you've got the library. The library is stunning here. I mean, it's probably my favorite looking place on the ship. It's kind of a shame that I haven't used it more, but you do have some tables over here. There's not really any chairs, and it is stocked with books. Different language, different genres, you name it, they probably have some kind of a book on it. But coming over here, you'll see that you've got, I don't know if it's a skylight, but it's a really nice fixture that is up above, and you'll be able to see out to the pool. Thank you all for allowing me to disturb you in here.
That's okay. No.
But it is just a really beautiful, well-done space that you can come and relax. It also will serve as kind of the waiting room for Toscana, so they don't have a seating section like the Polo Grill does, but you can always go and wait in there. Coming into Toscana, so you'll see it's a replica setup of Polo, but the sun is on this side of the ship, so you can see it is much more bright than the other side was right now. But I'll walk you all the way to the back just to make sure you can see what's in here. On that center table there, that's where they're gonna have their cheese wheel. So if you order something that they need to douse in cheese, they will throw it in there, stir it around, make sure it gets nice and cheesy. You're also gonna see they have this cart over here, so they've got a Caesar salad cart in addition to an olive oil and balsamic cart they will bring by. The story that they tell on the olive oil and the balsamic is fascinating. I don't think I even realized that there were different kinds of olive oils and balsamics. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, good afternoon,
But
Mrs.
they do a great job of explaining to you what all it is. Oh, I could have cut through on the other side. I didn't realize the two restaurants didn't realize the restaurants connected. So, I don't know that guests are supposed to be doing this, but we can now come back and peek over into the Polo Grill. So I could have just done a big old circle there. But anyway, back to the olive oil and the balsamic. It's fantastic. Let them explain it to you. Try something outside of your comfort zone that you might be like, oh, that sounds interesting. Let's give it a try. You're also in here going to want to order the Dover sole. That is their signature dish. It's going to be filleted tableside. So it's all about the presentation over in Toscana. Polo is where you're going to go for more of your seafood and more of those steaks. So tonight, hopefully I'm going to be eating some prime rib that I am very excited for, but I also say the lamb chops over there are also fantastic. All right, so those are your two special restaurants, and it kind of shows you all of the restaurants on board the ship. It's interesting on talking to people. Sometimes, different people like different things. So me and Mom probably really liked Toscana. Like this menu here, I don't know if you can see it, the way that it is laid out is absolutely fantastic. You see that it's an extensive menu. Both this and Polo, in addition to the Grand Dining Room, all have really big menus. And you can order as much as you want. The food is fantastic, so definitely try it out. But depending on who you talk to, some people like Toscana, some people are gonna like Polo even better. Let me know down in the comments which one you are a fan of. Are you Team Polo or Team Toscana? Our assistant housekeeper here. Good evening. All right, so we are on deck 10 now, and so deck 10 connects through the open deck. So we'll give you a good view of the pool down below. So this is what it looks like at 4:41 on our last day at sea. It has been beautiful weather. It has been really nice the last 2 days, which we've had for sea days. So everybody has thoroughly been enjoying this. When we started out on Miami, it was a little on the cooler side, a little on the cloudy side, or excuse me, not Miami, Tampa. This ship is coming from Tampa is where I'm at, but it's been good. Your walking track up here is also very popular. You will see people out here all hours of the day walking, morning being the most popular, but still nothing over the top. I'll quickly take you upstairs to deck 11, and then we'll come back down to deck 10 to show you that. But if you really want to get out of the way, if you really want to hide somewhere on the ship, deck 11 is a great spot to do that. So, I've got the sun right over here, so it'll be tough to see, but these chairs do get brought out. So if you want to take a lounge chair that is up here 2 floors away from the pool, you can certainly do that. They're also going to have your shuffleboard. So this is where you're going to come to play shuffleboard. If you are playing any of the games or activities on board, you have the ability to win O points for Oceania, O for Oceania. And that you can then redeem at the end of your cruise for merchandise. For, I think they had a jacket, they have keychains, all sorts of stuff on there that you can redeem those O points for. If I would have gotten started earlier, I probably would have appreciated getting a nice jacket or a shirt. I would have liked to have worn one of those while on the ship. But you're also going to have putt-putt. So I think that that's always really unique. They've got different holes that you can see. So this one has 2 down here at the end. I think that's how you make the most out of a really small space, is you say, okay, this putting green, we're going to give you 2 different holes that you have to play off of. So it winds up being 2 different things. I just think that's a really neat use of space. You're also going to see you have BOGO, cornhole, call it what you will. And they do have some tournaments up here that they're going to have as well. But if you want to come and try your hand to see how you do at this, you can certainly enjoy a good time up here with some of your fellow cruisers. I wish I would have seen it. I did not make it to one of those, but I'm sure that it was probably a very fun crowd that came to play that. Coming back downstairs, we're going to walk into deck 10 forward. At this point, you see that there's another one of the water refilling stations there. But coming into deck 10, they're probably finishing up afternoon tea right now. But this is the Horizons Bar, or Horizons Lounge. I don't know if it's called the bar or the lounge. But this is my favorite spot. I've hung out here a ton. But you'll see that on the left, you do have a coffee machine that is included. During the morning hours, they're going to have some pastries, some baked goods that you can get based in the station here. And you've got some hot water, some milk, things like that, so you can make yourself some tea if you would like. Coming back around, you'll see you've got your puzzle section. So if you want to play a puzzle, they've got tons of them over there on the ledge if the lighting will work. And then you've got people that have randomly come through, and it's a team effort to try to put together these puzzles. Great way to spend some extra time if you have it. Coming into here, you see that they are cleaning up a little bit, but the cart here, I'll call this out because this is where you're going to find your tastings. They do a Macallan tasting, they do a Cognac tasting, things of that nature. But more importantly, you're going to have your music up here. So the music has been really, really good. We've got a band called Duo on here that me and Mom have really enjoyed. But you can see the views directly out of the ship. Great place when you're sailing into a port or leaving a port to be able to see everything that is happening. Directly behind me is going to be your bar. He is getting ready for his service tonight as they transition from afternoon tea into actual bar service. The two top chairs here at the top, those are going to be the probably most popular. So if you want a place to sit, you can easily see either bingo, the activity trivia, or the band, those are going to be the best chairs. But you do have some wonderful chairs up by the windows. Plugs, as you see, the people with the laptops over there, that's where your plug outlets are going to be on each end of the ship. Coming back over, you're going to have a few more places you can sit, lots of window seats in here. And then you're going to have a smoking room over here, so if you have a cigar, a cigarette, what have you, this is where you're going to go into the smoking lounge in order to take advantage of that. The smell does leak out a little bit, but it is not as bad as, a casino would be. So if you sit anywhere in there, you should be in good shape. All right, so that concludes the full ship walking tour of the Oceania Insignia. As you can see, she is a beautiful ship. She is small, so this tour did not take too terribly long, but you'll also notice it's a friendly ship. Everybody here on board, from the crew members to the guests, are social. They're looking to strike up a conversation, and they're looking to be part of that small ship community, which I absolutely love. Couple that with the old world charm that you're going to find in the common areas here, I think that she is really, really well done. All right, so if you have been on the Oceania Insignia before, I'd love to hear from you on what your thoughts are. Did I leave anything out that you think other people need to know before they come on board, or what was your experience here on Oceania Insignia? Let me know down in the comments. All right, everyone, this is Brandon, the Weekend Cruiser. Hope to see you on a weekend cruise or longer sailing soon.